Hey everyone, this is Frank Todaro, the voice of
Mugman from the Cuphead Show.
Tamami Kobayashi from JoJo.
Draluc the vampire from The Vampire Dies in No Time.
And a bunch of other weirdos.
Including your new leader, Starscream. And you're listening to ATF. Enjoy, humans.
Hi guys, Amber here. Welcome back to In Conversation with ATF. Currently, it is 10:15 at night, so hence why I have messy hair. I have pajamas on. But it's worth it. It's worth it because I'm talking to a person who has had extensive voiceover credits in anime, film, video game, and some of the stuff he's best known for is Mugman in the upcoming Cuphead Show. I still don't know when that's going to be released. I've heard of it, but, it just keeps getting delayed, I think. And also, he's the voice of Starscream, Rat Trap, Ravage, and Laserbeak in the Transformers War for Cybertron Netflix series. And, another special achievement, he actually hosted the first convention panel that Frank Welker did at BotCon 2015. Well, his name is also Frank. It's Frank Todaro! Welcome.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Very good. Now that I'm talking to you, finally, we made it work.
I know, yeah.
2 aircraft carriers in the night.
Yeah.
And technically, I'm an F-15, so I was landing at some point. Yeah, this is great to talk to you. And sorry, I apologize for my face for radio here, which now looks better reflected off of the light from your ears. That is awesome.
Yeah, I know. I hardly have
That's
these
really
lit
cool.
up, to be fair, to save the battery, but, I guess they just look nice like this. Me wearing them in Winnie the Pooh pajamas and just, looking like, I don't look like a professional interviewer at all. I just lounge back and be like, tell me your special interest or anything like that. So, yeah. So,
you look exactly like most of the people that do interviews. That is wonderful. And I just have a roll of black shirts that I tear off every day, so I don't have to think in the morning. So I'm there with you.
Well, thank you, Frank. I appreciate it. I'm probably gonna come out my bedroom now after this interview, and my parents were like, were you talking to Frank Welker? I'm like, no, that probably won't happen for
Much
a long
less cool,
time.
Frank.
Yeah. Oh, don't say that. Don't say that.
Jesus, one of my idols.
You're the Frank with the handlebar mustache.
Yeah, the prehensile handlebar mustache.
I think, do not take this the wrong way, you look like Dick Dastardly. You could do really good Dick Dastardly cosplay.
Oh, I'll take it.
With the mustache. Oh my gosh.
It started for practical reasons, because literally I kept growing my mustache out, and I would eat it in the middle of a session. So I got some wax and I pushed it to the side. And I'm like, I'll play with it. I'll do this.
All right, now I turn into a villain.
So it's like, it's practical at the same time as a weird aesthetic, just sort of leaning into the aging wizard.
Yeah, indeed. So I'd like to ask you, how did you kick off your voiceover career?
Oh gosh. Well, I'm an only child and I talked to myself a lot growing up. So that was the joke. These are the jokes. Man, well, actually, it's not too far off. I used to have one of these it's called a cassette recorder. Old people used to have those cassettes that would have audio on them with magnetic tape. And the ones with little handles that go when you open them and close them. So whenever the kids in the block would want to play house or anything like that, I would record them. I was 6 years old. So it started doing little bits and whatnot on tape. Like that's like the early kind of voice acting bug that bit me. And then once I started watching Transformers and G.I. Joe and all these things, I became fascinated by it. It was always in the back burner. I did a bunch of other things. I used to host a radio show. You did stage performance like you, which you just had your big debut stage performance, which is fantastic. I'm sure you've gotten to talk about it on the radio a bit till now, but no, you haven't?
No, it's a college production. It's,
talk about that. I mean,
all right.
Eventually we're going to be in something together. And everybody you talk to on these things, you're going to be co-stars with them. You were just in It's a Wonderful Life, right?
Yeah, all right. I'll plug it here.
I might as
well plug it here. I'm not going to be on the radio talking this, so this is the next best thing. So, recently I was in a production of It's a Wonderful Life by my college, which I'm not obviously going to say due to privacy reasons. Well, I know there's like four different campuses under this brand, but you could easily just guess which one, because like there are 2 or 3 of them do performing arts only, so anyways, I was chosen to play the role of Violet Bick, and it was originally me and another girl, but the other girl ended up getting COVID, so I was asked to do it for all of the performances. And our
hearts go out to her and her family for getting COVID.
We love you, Molly. We love you, Molly.
But also, congratulations. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah.
So
there was originally 10 shows, but due to falling us behind with rehearsal schedules, it was changed to 5. Obviously, I was doing 2, the other girl was doing 3. Then I was asked to do all 5 of them. We did 2 shows, and then just before the 3rd one happened, it was cancelled just minutes before we were to go on stage, because our teacher tested positive for COVID. So we had to clear out and stuff. People were running around stage like, put masks on quick, there's been an outbreak. I'm like, what the hell's going on? So I'm putting my mask on and stuff, and there I am waiting at the side stage, and then my friend turns to me and he's like, oh yeah, such and such has got COVID. I was like, what? I was like, so then everything starts going for a blur for me. I start panicking. I actually, nearly just collapsed. I was like, oh my god, I have to get myself out. So I ran out the back door to outside, and I just sat there and I just breathed, because, and then someone came out to tell me the show had been cancelled. So, and then I came in the next day and we were told, well, most of the cast didn't come in because of the scare, because they were scared. The teacher had been around all of us and had contact with all of us. Surprisingly, no one else tested positive, but they said due to safety reasons and because obviously a lot of people are not in, the remaining 2 shows will not be going ahead. So we only got to perform it twice. But I tell you what, they got some really good photos, I guess. So I have these to, I guess, prove that I actually did act. And they are here.
And hopefully that this video serves as a time capsule that will be past all of this soon. There you are. Yeah, you are a movie star. Look at that.
That was a nice.
That's fantastic. God, all the dramatic lighting matched with your expression and stuff. Those
I
were some
know,
really great
yeah.
photos.
There was another one of me, but one of my friends was standing right in front of me, so you could only see like the front half of my body, but you couldn't even see my face. So I was like, what's the point in saving that then? Yeah, but it was fun.
Remember that moment.
It was fun though, honestly. I'm just looking at, wow, it was just so surreal because it was the first college production I had done. And yeah, it was fun. We pretty much did this. I mean, we just did the whole movie plot. I mean, a lot of British people don't know what it is because it hardly airs over here. But I'm surprised that we actually ended up doing it because I'd never seen the film before. I had to watch it.
Oh, no.
My first time watching it was to study for the show.
Wow.
Yeah,
I'm very big over here. Gosh, my mother bought me a Christmas ornament of the bell that rings in the end, made out of silver, and it's on the top of our tree in the other room. Yeah, that's. But, you keep saying college production. Any production is a production, you got to think of it that way. This is just the first play where you were one of the starring roles of many that are going to come after that. There's no small jobs, that there's no small parts. It's just the first of many. I'm very happy for you. That's awesome.
Thank you, Frank. And
thank you for sharing it.
You're welcome. There was another scene in the show. I think it's when they go to Nick's bar near the end. It's George and Clarence who go, and then they get kicked out and stuff. Well, they changed the whole Nick's bar idea into. So I was just doing this just so I could hear background noises as well, just head who's around. They changed it into a strip club, and they were like, they turned to me and they were like,
why?
I don't know. I guess to make it represent I think they wanted to give Violet more stage time in the ending because there was after the interval, Violet only appeared once.
Okay.
In the original script, but they decided to add like a few Violet cameos here and there and stuff.
Okay.
And they were like, okay, we want to sort of represent what Violet Bick was like in the future. I thought they were going to say, don't tell me you want me to strip on stage. And they were like, no. I was like, oh, thank God. And they were like, okay, we just want you to dress in, like, dress, fishnets, tights, have a feather boa, take off gloves, wrap a feather boa and stuff around there. Now, I know everyone's thinking, what the hell? Amber, you're a minor. Well, I'm actually 18 in February, so yeah. But anyways, it's acting. It's all part of acting. Like, I wouldn't do any of that in real life. I'm not that sort of person. But it's acting, and it's not who I really am. Acting is being someone you're not. So there we go. That's my story.
I'm just glad that I get to hide in a box. No one asks me to wear fishnets, because that's nobody wants to see that.
I'm actually wondering if they took pictures of the whole performance, because the photos on that page that I showed you before, they only went up to like halfway in the performance. I might have to ask on that post. Oh yeah, did they get any more of the performance?
I'm sure someone did too in the audience. I mean, there's got to be something floating around there.
And well, there must be. Well, I don't know, because they said no photos or videos were allowed. Yet there was someone at the side, a professional photographer, taking. I'm like, you giving a special.
That's pretty cool. But that's pretty cool. You had a professional photographer. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was quite cool. Yeah. Self-promotion over. Back to the interview. So Frank,
but you were asking me about the voice act, how I got into voice act.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I was gonna ask, have you done any stage productions?
Yes. I used to. I did stuff in college and high school, and after that, I did a bunch of improv back in New York. A lot of like improv theaters, as the Pit People's Improv Theater and UCB, and I ran tech for the National Comedy Theater for a while. Tech for improv is really fun. That's like something that people don't really think about. I'm sorry, Goldbluming. I gotta say a lot here. I'm an actor. So teching for improv shows, I would bring in this computer full of just like hundreds and hundreds of gigs of music, and since what's happening on the stage is made up on the spot, I have to make the soundtrack at the spot, and sound effects. And being a voice actor, I can do little sound effects with my mouth, holding the mic and whatnot. So there's a lot of like kind of playing back and forth, and then the lights coming down and up, and there was a lot of fun stuff. But I also did you're talking about stage. I did something. It was with the New York Deaf Theater back in New York, and that was fascinating. So and I'm not fluent in sign language, so this was almost like voice acting, learning the lines to say them. Sort of doing a voiceover. So the actors on stage would be speaking in sign language, and then I would be voicing them off to the side of the stage, so that people in the audience can understand. And then there's this one. It was a production of a play called Brilliant Traces. I don't know if anybody knows that, but they had us dressed as like black and white versions of the characters. So I would be vocalizing what the person is saying with the intent that they were saying it as they're speaking in sign language, but my body movements would be what he's actually thinking. So he could be depressed on the side of the stage, and I would walk to the side of the stage and do something that indicates depression, but my voice would be angry when I'm talking to this guy. And it was really interesting stuff. But anyway, that's just the stuff that comes to mind about stage. And most of that was back in New York. That's where I'm from, New York originally, New York City. And but I have not really done much stage since coming out to LA.
So you are mainly on Broadway then, if I presume.
No, not Broadway. Off Broadway.
Well, I was going to say, were you ever on Broadway? That's why.
45th Street. No.
I see.
Long time ago, I was an usher at one of those theaters.
Oh, really?
Back when you're starting out and you have like 100 different jobs. Yeah, I was an usher at the St. James for a good long time.
That's so cool.
Yeah, gosh. At one time I was doing voiceover, ushering on stage, ushering at the theater, running tech for 2 other theaters. Had a radio show at the time. So it was one of those like when you have 100 jobs at the same time. But now I just scream into a can in a padded room and pay the rent with it. And it's pretty grateful to have that life.
I bet the other Frank does the same.
Yeah, he actually screams into a can. Have
The
you ever seen those
Welker.
videos
Yes, I
about him
have.
doing the
I have
lion?
indeed.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to try it. Someone put on TikTok say get a cardboard tube and you do that or something like that into a
That-
tube. It sounds
yeah.
sounds like you're doing. I haven't tried it yet, but I'm worried it will just sound like a
Yeah.
bunch of garbled mess when I do it. But I might try it.
It helps to be Frank Welker too. So
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
I can reveal this. I will be meeting him again next year. I will be
Fantastic.
meeting him in London.
Nice.
Yes, there is. Everyone, you can calm down now. There will be an Amber the Fangirl x Frank Welker collaboration. Yes, with the thing everyone's been waiting for. People have been begging me, oh yeah, get Frank on your channel. Do a YouTube video with Frank. I'm like, okay, all right. And I was like, this opportunity to meet him in person in one of the biggest cities in the world. What do? We get on a double-decker bus and we just go around London together. Go, look at that.
That's cool.
Yeah, but cool though. Yeah. Anyways, enough of my tomfoolery. So, I've just completely lost track of what I was gonna say.
I could beatbox if you wanted to rap or something.
Sure, go beatbox. Actually, have you ever heard of a game called Parappa the Rapper?
Oh yes, I played that. I love that. Kick,
Oh!
punch, it's all in the mind. If
Oh
you
my
want to
God,
test
oh
me,
my
I'm sure
God.
you'll find
I love you, I love you.
Beat you. But nevertheless, I got a lesson for you. Now kick,
Kick,
punch,
punch,
chop,
chop,
and block.
block.
Yeah. What was that? Onion? That was the first level, I think, right?
I freaking love you, Frank. I absolutely freaking love you, man.
Yes, with the frog. That's awesome.
I've cosplayed as Parappa.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm not
That's
sure if
so
it's on my
cool.
Facebook. I've cosplayed as Parappa before.
Oh, that's dope. Awesome. No, I love that game.
I've interviewed the guy.
That was like the ancestor of like Guitar Hero and all that too. I remember. Yeah,
And
that's a great game.
yeah, I've interviewed the guy who voices the Onion, Rue Watabe.
Ah, that's cool.
Yeah, he's in Tokyo, so I had to wake up at about 5 a.m. to interview him. But nonetheless, he was a really good guy to talk to.
It's worth it. That's awesome.
I know. I was gonna say there's actually a few people who recognise my Parappa cosplay. One of them was Carlos Ferro. I'm not sure if I've ever heard of him. It's Dominic Santiago in Gears of War.
Right on. Cool.
Yeah.
He also played it.
Yeah, I was like, he was
That's awesome.
he was the first person to recognise me. I was like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. I was like,
Oh,
oh
no,
my
I
god,
love it.
I was on cloud nine. I was like, oh my gosh. So yeah, I don't know. We could sing a song if you want.
Whatever you want. I'll do it. Anything you want.
So have you played the sequel, Parappa 2?
I have not.
Just the first one I see.
Just the first one. Yeah. I think so. Yeah.
Do you remember the car rap? All
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
we're here, just
Okay.
sitting in the car. I want me to show you. Oh my gosh.
Did you check the something on the left?
Did you check the toilets on the left? That was in the 5th stage when he needed to poop and he needed to go to the toilet, and there's like you have to beat all these teachers, and then you got the
Yeah, I
cooking
remember that.
chicken.
Oh,
Crack the egg into the bowl. Everyone failed that.
Crack the egg
Egg into the bowl. Crack.
Yeah, it's
egg.
like burned in my head because you're playing that
right,
over and over
extra
again. That's
flowers.
like, I remember that. Like I remember the theme to MASH. You know, it's
Yeah.
very, very ingrained in there.
I'm making this a cake that you've never seen before. Oh my god, I can't wait for my birthday. Like my birthday's in February. I really want a red velvet cake. I love red velvet. It's just so beautiful.
Oh yeah, with the cream cheese frosting and everything. Yeah.
Stop it! I had red velvet the other day because it was my sister-in-law's birthday. I was like, oh, so good. Oh man,
It's like one of those foods. It's like one of the sweets that has actual food on it. You know, like
Yeah.
anything with cheese or peanut butter or something. It's kind of a weird amalgam of actual food. Yeah,
yeah.
I dig it.
It had a little tuft of hair sticking out of the back. I was like, oh, what's that?
I got the same thing.
Yeah.
It's my COVID lockdown hair. Never bothered cutting it.
I'm growing my hair.
Yeah.
Like I really
Turned
want it
into
to grow.
Aragorn.
Mine was longer than I cut it, and now I'm trying to grow it long again.
Mm.
Well, the last time I cut it was for charity. So
That's good.
yeah, there's a
Like the Locks for Love or
there's like this company called the Little Princess Trust in England, and they make wigs for children and teenagers who have lost their hair through cancer
That's fantastic.
treatment and chemotherapy and stuff. So basically, my beautiful brown hair has probably gone on another child's wig right now. So
That's
yeah.
lovely.
yeah, well, I mean, I don't
You're a very
now.
good person.
Now when I get my hair cut, I don't like get it cut short, like only a trim off. I just grow it out and then just cut it and then donate it to them. It's a nice thing you can do.
Very nice.
Okay, so next I'd like to talk about the subject I've been wanting to talk about most out of this video. How did you get to moderate the Frank Welker Q&A at BotCon 2015?
Oh, that, yeah. Well, I mean, I used to do that. I used to do event hosting, and I used to have.
Where was BotCon 2015? Let's have a look where it was.
I think that one was in Chicago.
Chicago, St. Charles, Illinois.
Yeah. Or it's like just outside of Chicago. But yeah.
I'm having a look now. It was. Yeah. It says Chicago, but it's crossed out St. Charles, Illinois.
Yeah, it's like, I think it's like an hour drive outside of like actual downtown Chicago. But yeah, like how I did that. Well, so that's what I used to do. For years, I used to do event hosting. I had a radio show about physics and paranormal. So I used to kind of host a bunch of like space stuff around the country and like neat stuff, a lot of like private space industry stuff. But on the other side of that, I'm a very long time Transformers fan.
Yeah.
Like, from day one, I had been going to BotCon. I think it started in '96, and I started going in '99. There's a funny story about that too. I actually met a cousin that I never knew I had, and we decided to meet at a BotCon.
Really? Wow.
It was the weirdest thing. Yeah, we met together at I think it was Fort Wayne, Indiana, and something like that. So I was part of the Transformers community there, and honestly, through those conventions, I met some of my voice acting idols. Some of the best advice I ever got was at one of these BotCons talking to Michael McConaughey.
Michael, been meaning to get him on my show, but I've never heard back from him. Michael, have you seen this? Text me back, please.
Just such kindness there. Like so many stories through that of people just showing you such kindness, such acceptance, things they don't even have to do. I became friends with, oh gosh, you want to talk about one of the nicest human beings in the world, David Kay, who is
I interviewed him last week.
So he's such a nice human being. I just
released my interview with him today.
That's awesome.
I know.
I got to check it out.
Keep going.
So anyway, wonderful person. Just one of the many wonderful people that I've met through the fandom, either as a fan or as a Transformer, or as a host of several of the conventions and things like that. I will say, just because I mentioned the advice that Michael McConaughey gave me, and this is something that applies to you doing stage work, to everybody, and it stuck with me for years. I was just starting out, and we were standing at the back of this auditorium or something, and he says, if you ever get butterflies in your stomach, don't try to make them go away. Force them to fly in formation.
Make it a garden.
And that idea, same thing. Make it a garden. Force them to fly in formation. Like when birds fly in a V, and you got the geese flying south for winter. And just that imagery, like, gosh, that was like 20 years ago. And I still think about that today. And and that's why, like, it takes nothing to be kind. It takes nothing to be who you are, true to yourself. When someone comes up and talks to you, to choose that path, because you don't know how people latch on to that. How that's gonna help them in the future. Greg Berger, another Transformers voice actor. Now we're at the same agency, which is mind blowing, and we've gotten to be in Transformers shows together. But way back when I was wet behind the ears, 20 years ago, starting out, I walked up to him at a convention, like, oh, excuse me, sir, I made this demo. Can I give this to you? And he's like, no, not unless I give you one of my own. Took the time, went back up to his hotel room, got a CD. I still have it to this day. It made the move across country with me. And he gave me his, and he's just like, no, you're also a voice actor, so I'm going to give you mine too. And like that kind of validation for this, like me, this little 20-year-old kid just standing there like, oh, Grimlock, thank you.
Oh my gosh.
And I loved something that he was in that isn't Transformers.
Garfield.
I love Garfield, but I was going to say the Men in Black cartoon.
Yes, I was
so freaking
I'm just
good.
Gonna say, wasn't he replaced? What was
he was Agent K.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Did you just find this out?
No, he just read my email. The other Frank. He just read that.
There you go.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!
The magic of Transformers.
Oh my gosh! Oh my
Congratulations, that's awesome.
Oh my god!
Oh my
I looked
gosh.
at it, I was like, oh my gosh, at Pogger's moment, I was like,
Yeah.
ah. So if I'm quite giddy for the next 20-25 minutes, that's probably
Do it.
why.
Right on.
What was I gonna say? Oh yes! Can I ask you a question? This is the question I ask
Anything you like.
pretty much everyone. Hold on. Did you get a pick? Do you remember meeting someone called Raymond Franzman at BotCon 2015?
Say this again?
Do you remember someone called Raymond Franzman from BotCon 2015?
I mean, the name doesn't ring a bell, but I'm also old
Long grey hair. He had a Decepticon cap.
No.
He got a picture with Frank.
Okay. I can't really make out the person. Why do you ask?
Because I'm in touch with him, and he's been to tons of BotCons, and he's met like Jack Angel, Susan Bloom, Michael McConney, and yeah, I was just wondering, had you met him by any chance? Because he's been to a lot of auto assemblies and transfer.
I probably have. One of the weird things about BotCon specifically is people will walk up to you and call you by your handle that you used in 1996. Like to this point, I used to be, way back, there was something called MIRC. It was all text-based chat, and that's how Transformers fans connected. We didn't have Facebook or Friendster or anything like that. And I was, because my favorite Transformer, Rat Trap TM back in the day on IRC. So to this day, when someone will write to me, it's like, "Hey, Rat Trap, how you doing?" Which is weird because now I got to actually play Rat Trap.
Exactly.
And that's like a weird kind of Ouroboros, Mobius strip, whatever. I'm saying weird words. But yeah. So I could know this person. It could be like my closest friend or something. But you called him like, I don't know, Stunt Kitty 44 or something.
Yeah.
So who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So wait, did you explain how you got to moderate the Frank Welker panel, or I don't know?
Yeah. I've been in the community for a long time. That's what I do. Is I host conventions and stuff.
Did you hang out with him backstage by any chance?
I did. I got one of the nicest, kindest human beings. Like really, really nice.
Hold on.
Really,
Here we go.
Okay.
That's them. That's Raymond. That's Frank. Raymond.
He does look familiar. There was an interesting panel at the last BotCon where a lot of tears, a lot of tears, and they did this thing by year to see and they had people standing up and they went backwards and they kept saying the years and then they went from 2017. By the way, that was Judd Nelson was there 2017, and also a wonderful person. Totally remembered me when we were in the studio together for
because he did Power of the Primes or something. Combined Awards.
Yeah,
one
it
of
was
those.
Titans Return.
That's it.
And I'll tell you a quick story about that just because you're into Transformers. He showed up, first of all, way cooler than anyone can possibly imagine. Shows up in wool trench coat on a motorcycle, and he had the hat that he got from BotCon.
Yeah.
The one that he wore in the interview. So he showed up to records however long later, and he kept that hat and wore it to record his lines for Rodimus, or Hot Rod. I guess he turns back into Hot Rod.
That's so cool.
Yeah. And that's, again, part of the thing, both in the voice acting world, in that fandom world, there's so much just love and kindness. It's very very cool. So I'm happy to be kind of in that Venn diagram of being into Transformers and being able to act.
That's so cool. Aww. Transformers War for Cybertron. I was originally going to do a 3-way interview with you, Jason Monocha, and FJ. I think that's his name.
FJ DeSanto, yeah.
FJ DeSanto, who wrote it. But obviously my Zoom premiums ran out, so I can't interview you all at the same time. But I'd like to ask, what was it like being Starscream on War for Cybertron?
Well, I mean, it's like any leadership, really.
Oh my gosh.
The true leader of the Decepticons, of all Transformers, Cybertronians, if you will. It's the only way to end the war is to have everyone just follow me.
It was wonderful, clearly.
Your take on Starscream literally reminds me of Chris Latter's and Steve Bloom's. It's like Steve Bloom's pitch, but then the rest of it's just Chris Latter. It's just wow.
Thank you. That's very kind of you. I'm a fan of both of those, both portrayals and human beings.
Cobra.
That is wonderful. I got to voice Cobra recently. Did you?
Oh, did you?
Yeah. So
wow.
had me do.
Oh my gosh,
it was a promo for the Sky Striker. Do you know what HasLab is? Mm-hmm. So like the way that they did Unicron, they did the Sky Striker, which is like this big jet from G.I. Joe. And in like the final days, they had a bunch of add-ons. The same way in the Unicron, they had like a bunch of things that came. If you get to this level, you can get these extra bits. So all the extra bits were Cobra. So they had me come on and be like,
I am Cobra Commander, and if you do this thing and back this thing, you're going to get all this extra stuff.
And so I got to kind of like go in that same. So yeah, so I've now played Cobra Commander and Starscream. So it's very much cool. Little fanboy rainbow there.
Well, so is Charlie Adler, because he voiced him in Starscream in the 2007 film, and then also voiced Cobra Commander in G.I. Joe Renegades.
Yeah, it didn't. Maybe I'm wrong. Did Michael Dobson voice Cobra at some point? Maybe I'm wrong.
Maybe.
From Armada Starscream. Anyway, that is not important. But yeah, it's a.
He did in G.I. Joe Spy Troops.
Yes, yeah, I thought so.
Yeah, and G.I. Joe Valor versus Venom.
Yeah,
which were released around the same time as Armada, actually. Yeah, 2003 and 2004. That was when Armada was out. 2002, 2003. Yeah. So that's another person. So, also let's talk about Mugman. Now the Cuphead Show.
Of course.
I've heard of it, but when is it getting released?
I can't say a specific date yet. It has not been announced.
No one's been announcing it, Ed. We only just know the voice cast. That's all we know, and this has just been announced like I'd like just release it already, please.
I can't talk about when, but I can talk about what, and it is like time travel. It is.
I see.
It is like. It's like going back in time and watching a cartoon from the 30s, like an old like Fleischer, like the old silly symphonies from Disney, like that kind of thing with the rubber hose and whatever. Exactly. Have you played the game?
I have it on my Xbox, but I haven't played it yet.
It's incredibly hard. It's like,
is it?
Yeah, for me, it is incredibly hard. It's like it's kind of a run and gun sort of Contra type game, or Metroidvania, whatever people say. But it's just so gorgeous because it's hand drawn frame to frame, and that not only carries over in the animation style, because I did finally get to watch some of it.
Interesting.
I cried without exaggerating. It's so beautiful. The backgrounds alone are so beautiful. My yammering on notwithstanding, it is just. And everybody's just really funny. True Valentino, the guy that plays Cuphead. We only really had one recording together, and it was hard not to break. He is amazing. Like his timing, you can read the phone book, really good. But when the two of us are together in that, like seeing them play off each other, and the choices that the editing made, the editing is amazing. Johanna as Elder Kettle totally cracked me up. It's hard because I keep cutting myself. I'm truncating every sentence because I don't want to spoil it, but at the same time, it's hard not to express how fun it is. It's just fun. And Sarah Sherman's our voice director. Got some the way she stitched together us all. It sounds like we're in the same room. Definitely sounds like we're in the same room.
Oh, that's cool.
Dave Watson, Cosmo Segerson, Adam Clay, the two directors of the actual production, just amazing human beings. Again, another one of those. I'm just going to keep repeating myself, like a broken record. Just amazingly kind, super smart and funny, and they there's definitely like a shorthand where like someone, oh yeah, just like that episode of The Odd Couple when this happened. Oh yes, okay, and so there's a lot of like references, which I speak like a junkie on sometimes, and references.
Yeah.
Which that itself was a reference that I know you're gonna get, because if I say Eric Idle is Wreck-Gar, you know what I'm talking about. You talk TV, we talk TV.
Weird Al was Wreck-Gar as well.
Yes, in animated, and it was amazing. And
I interviewed him.
You interviewed him?
Yeah.
I got him to sign my ukulele.
Wow. That's
I love
cool.
Weird Al. I very, very much
I
love
do
Weird
too. He's doing a US tour at the moment. I'm just sad
Al.
he's not bringing it to Europe. I want to meet him. No. Us Brits have to miss out on all the fun.
Yeah, but you get all the Doctor Who cast over there, so you're good.
Well, not for the conventions up the Northwest. Not really. No. Also, voice actors are not common at UK conventions. We don't have a lot of voice actors at all. Like, the only we had Frank Welker and Peter Cullen last year, and that's it out of 40 guests. Those were the only voice actors. The rest of them, we just specialise in TV and film. We don't, it's sad that voice actors aren't as common over here to meet, and, plane tickets to America aren't that cheap, so I can't make my way out there.
Hopefully the world rights itself and makes that a whole lot easier in the future. I mean, I haven't really gotten back to like conventions myself yet.
Yeah,
just like one or two local here, but but I really want to. I mean, that's like, that's kind of I mean, I used to go to conventions. Clearly, I still go and spend a lot of money. Even if I'm a guest there, I usually blow a lot of money on some fancy toys and stuff. As you can see behind me, I collect toys and books and all kinds of crap. Oh yeah,
it's like you live in a little what's it called, like a little den. It looks really cute.
Yeah, this is my Hobbit hole. Those are my Dungeons and Dragons.
That's what I was looking for, a Hobbit hole
behind me. My old Dungeons and Dragons books. Where I don't record from here. The booth is over there, but this is where I normally set up to play Dungeons and Dragons every week with my friends from 30 years ago. We're still in the same game, and those are the same books I had in high school, and that's which that probably also played a good part in like sending me on this voice acting journey. I don't know if you've ever played role-playing games, but it's a lot of
I've played
thinking on your feet, making funny voices. You have?
Yep.
What have you played?
Role-playing as Transformers.
That is awesome.
As Parappa characters, you make simulated Parappa world. I get to be Parappa, my friend's Sunny Funny and stuff. I'm like,
that's cool.
Yeah, it's kind of fun, yeah. Speaking of Dungeons and Dragons, have you seen the cartoon?
Oh yes.
Yeah, Frank Walker's Uni.
Yeah, he
Unicorn.
Is.
Yeah.
Wow. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what do you call Peter's Venger in that too? So you got
Peter Cullen's in that.
Yeah. No, I love that. I love the old cartoon.
I do too.
Yeah. I've actually one of the Christmas ornaments in the other room underneath the It's a Wonderful Life is Eric and the Dungeon Master. I have two little ornaments of them.
So who voices them in the cartoon?
Oh, off the top of my head, I don't remember. That is what we have magical rectangles for.
That's what we have Wikipedia for.
Exactly.
So you said Eric and the Dungeon Master. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll try and have a look. But while I have a look, maybe you could talk a little bit more, because you did a panel also at BotCon. Well, I mean, apart from hosting Frank Welker Live, which sounds like a really cool stage show I would want to see.
God.
Sorry, lost words.
No.
Yeah, you did a panel. It was a script reading. It was like the Return of Blow, and you did it with Susan Blue, John Machita, Frank Welker.
Yeah.
So what was it like doing that script reading?
I mean, it was great. It was great. I got to share the stage with some friends and idols. It was really fun. Yeah. I think I still have my script around here, although I might have given it to someone at the convention. I don't know. But I think that was, I forget which year, if that was 16 or 17. But yeah, I was host. I was the MC for that. So,
that's cool.
Yeah. So then that was the one where I think they had the storybook, right?
Yeah, I've interviewed you now. I've interviewed Sue. I've interviewed John Moshita. John was really fun to talk to. So yeah, wow, I'm honestly like gobsmacked with everything you did. I'm sorry if I've come across as cocky or anything whenever I've been speaking and stuff. So I just wanted to just put that aside now.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Thank you.
You're good. You're a very good interviewer. Yeah.
Thank you.
I mean, it's my honor to be asked to do this. I appreciate it. And
Aww.
gosh, yeah, from what I've seen, you really you're very good at this. This is great. And
Thank you.
And to be amongst some of the folks that you've had on before me, some good friends there, some people I respect a whole lot. Everyone, it's my honor. I appreciate it.
Let me just type this real quick.
No, of course.
Yeah, Murray Raymond's talking about you, just about the panel and stuff like that. So like, yeah,
yeah, that was back when I still lived in New York, doing all those things. Yeah, I used to just fly around to do event hosting and stuff. Yeah, and
I see.
Yeah, I definitely have not done much of that since coming out here.
Have you ever met Peter Cullen before?
I have, but not like in passing, because we were in that Transformers series together where he played Optimus.
Oh, yes, yeah.
Starscream.
Uh-huh.
But we recorded separately, so it was just like, "Hello, sir," in the hallway, and that was that. That was, I believe, Titan's Return. Was the first time we worked together. And then I've seen him in at conventions and stuff. God, I think it was called Cybertron. It was a convention somewhere in Midtown Manhattan.
That's so cool.
Subway right away. I think that was the first time I actually met him in person.
Yeah. What was it like, in one word, to host Frank Welker's first ever public convention panel? Because that was the first ever convention that he had ever done.
Yeah, it was. And then I think he's done several since then.
Exactly.
I would say, in one word, rewarding. Because there was a 7-year-old version of myself being inside of my chest doing backflips, because it was pretty wonderful. At one point, I say this to him in the beginning of that thing, and he comes back with "Are you an Autobot or a Decepticon?" Right, and I'm like, deer in headlights. So I came back, and this was way before I got cast as Starscream. I'm like,
"Oh, mighty Megatron, you'll always be my leader,"
right? And he stopped and goes, "A Decepticon," and like put his arm. I'm like, "Oh my God, what just happened?" And it was just sort of like, someone's on stage, you're interviewing them, you do bits and stuff. And I had just, just honestly, genuinely telling him how just wonderful it was to talk to him. And yeah. And then it was just so much fun since then, after that, for the rest of it. And he did a little bit of the Curious George stuff, and the crowd went wild. It was just a wonderful.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing a bit of the panel, and he was like, Megatron was like, "Who's been picking at Soundwave's controls?" And Soundwave was like, "I think it was a monkey." And then he started doing George's voice. He's like, "Yeah, I'll take care of it." And just steps on him. I was like, "Oh no!" 5-year-old me is crying.
Oh, that's so nice. But yeah, like, just what a nice human being.
I agree.
Off stage.
And I'm so glad I've met him virtually, like, tons of times, and like got Thor in person, and I'm meeting him again. I'm like, oh my gosh, what are we gonna talk? I've been teaching him how to say the long town name in Wales.
Oh yeah.
Have you heard of it?
No.
Hang on. Llanfair Pwthgwyngith Gogera Quindlobo Lantisilio Gogogoch.
God bless you.
Thank you.
Wow, that is a long name.
I have a picture. I've actually got Frank keyring for when we next meet. It just says the town name on it. It's really long, so I'm gonna give that to him.
Fantastic.
After I took a photo at the train station. I have to show you it. Here we are. Here it is, and it's a big station sign. I tell you that now. This is unbelievable, and I tell you what, it's crazy. There we go. Hang on, right. See if it loads. There we go.
Oh my gosh, that's
who's that?
That's like a meme.
Who's this person requesting to follow me? I don't know this person, so I'm gonna press delete. I don't allow strangers on my private account. But with you, I'll give you an exception. Actually, I'd like to ask one last thing. Is there any projects that are coming up in the future that you can discuss? The ones that do not have NDAs?
Yeah. Well, I did a role in a movie called Belle that's coming out soon.
Belle or Bill?
Gorgeous. Say again?
Did you say Belle or Bill? E or I?
Belle, like Beauty and the Beast. It's gorgeous film.
I see.
And it's coming out in January. Right now, I've got The Vampire Dies in No Time, where I play Draluc, the vampire. I think the title is Slander. And then, a couple of animes. The Heike Story. I play Kiyomori in that one. Sunny Boy, show by Ron. I'm like blue screening myself, trying to think about what is out. On Smite, you can play me as Starscream if you're playing a couple video games.
I've heard of
that. I think people still play Fire Emblem. A bunch of stuff.
Yeah, because Byleth is in Smash Brothers now.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's the keyring looks basically like that station sign. Yeah, so and that's me in front of it. My babyface me back in May of this year. I visited the place and I just went train spotting. I just watched all the trains just come in and out of the station. They hardly stop there at the station. They only stop there upon request. So it is rare, I guess. I don't even know where the train goes to. Because it's on the island of Anglesey. So where's the train? Oh, I think it might be going. I think it goes up to Holyhead. I'm not sure if you know where that is. It's basically like a ferry port in Wales. I think. I don't know. I haven't been there in months. I mean, I used to go there constantly to do engineering and servicing, but due to obviously COVID, I haven't done it since. So, yeah. But yeah, really good place. I've been there before. Let's round this interview up here before it gets more awkward. Right. Frank, where can we find you on social media?
Well, there's a website, a bunch of fun stuff there. FrankTodaro.tv. I'm F Todaro on Instagram, on Twitter, Frank Todaro VO. And I believe Frank Todaro Voice on Facebook.
Nice.
Yeah. I think that's everything.
Definitely. I will definitely link those in the description for you.
Thank you.
So, to you guys at home, thank you so much for watching this interview. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, please. My interviews don't get much views. They get like less than 100 views. You know, I just want more love. But I hope you enjoyed it nonetheless. And I will say, for now, goodbye. Stay safe. Keep happy. And it's the 16th of December, and this will probably release around Christmas time, so happy Christmas. And to you too, Frank. To you guys at home, thank you so much for watching. And we'll see you around. Goodbye from me, goodbye from Frank. Goodbye. And cut.